Can I steal you for a minute?
Steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Welcome to Can I Steal You for a Minute, the reality dating recap podcast. My name is Indra Raj.
And I'm Mary Bianco.
And it's another newsy week after a week off. Thank you all for giving us a week off. Not that you're giving it to us. We gave it to ourselves, I guess.
Thank you for coming back.
Thanks for coming back. You know, even though we're sort of like not having any real shows to cover, we will talk a little bit about Pop the Balloon, which has 2 episodes and is a total mess.
It is so bad, but it's getting better. I don't know.
I kind of like by the second episode started to enjoy it. Like the guy Logan actually made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, just watching that.
He was pretty funny.
But yeah, so we'll talk about that. But we know we did like Bachelor Nation news last time, but like lots of news has happened.
So many things have happened.
All of these different franchises that we're going to talk about a bunch of different stories. And this is across like so many shows that we cover, like not even just the big 3, beyond Bachelor Nation, Love is Blind, and Love Island UK. Like there's even some stuff that creeps into like Love Undercover. Like but the big news that literally just dropped like 15 minutes ago, we're recording on Tuesday evening, is that they have announced the new Golden Bachelor.
Yeah.
And it is, what's his name?
Mel Owens.
And he's a retired NFL player.
Didn't we say they were going to go like kind of famous?
I think, of course, yeah, we did. We must have. He's 66.
It's a good age for the Golden.
It's a good age. It's a good age.
Attorney.
The women will end up being, like, I wonder if we'll get a 40. No one in their 40s, right?
No, I feel
Golden.
like the cutoff will be like 55 because they want seniors.
Right. They need to have seniors. Like, they can't let go of that. So he used to play professional football before focusing on a career in law, and has 2 sons with his ex-wife. So he is an ex-wife.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That's kind of nice to have like a different story.
Setup. Yeah.
He's very like white bread looking.
Yeah, he is like handsome in an older man way. I just think it's interesting that they didn't pull from anybody in the previous cast, and I wonder if that's because they want as many people on the beach as possible.
Perhaps. I mean, also, what happened to Mark? Like, Mark is in a relationship.
Yeah, he's dating Barb from One Tree Hill.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was the thing I forgot. I knew it was someone. I just couldn't remember.
Oh, no,
who.
Deb, not Barb. Sorry, her name's Deb on One Tree Hill. I think her real name is Barbara.
Because, like, he would have been the one.
Yeah, he would have been. He was the guy they were priming, and then he just, like, actually found love and goes to every single One Tree Hill event ever. It's so cute.
He's like, oh, he would have been so good because he's so freaking genuine.
He's so empathetic. Like, he's such a good listener.
Oh, my God. Hopefully we can have him.
What a stud. He looks really happy, though.
Yeah, he does, which is really all I want for him.
Yeah,
like,
I wish I got to see it more on my screen, but I am happy for him.
I'm seeing these like photos of Mel from his early days. He used to have like dark brown hair.
Ethan knows a lot about football. I wonder if he knows who Mel Owens is. Let me text him.
Yeah, I wonder if he's like someone people would recognize.
Or is like Jesse Palmer, like Colton.
I mean, the fact that he pivoted to law means that like he probably didn't get too many brain injuries.
I was going to say no CTE. So you'd be surprised some of the lawyers I deal with.
That is so funny. Well, I mean, he is a lawyer in Southern California. Like, you know, maybe all I'm seeing are pictures and this very boring description of him.
Yeah,
so
I don't see
it's
much
hard
else.
For me. Yeah, it doesn't like, I need to see a promo. I need to see him talk. I need to see like an interview with him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do.
It's a little disappointing. It feels a little bit like Gerry 2.0, not even 2.0, but just like another version of like older white male.
I was surprised to see another white guy like so fast.
Yeah.
And like not just like another white guy, like another gray-haired, all-American white guy. I was surprised. I guess he's Southern California and not the Midwest, but
right.
I was surprised like he's not even a brunette. Like they're both light-haired guy. I don't know.
I know. It looks like he was a brunette
Okay, I guess
once
that's
upon a
fine.
time, but now he's like silver foxy. Let's just. I'm gonna keep. He has a welcoming smile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hope that this franchise has done their homework and there are no skeletons in this man's closet.
Or they're like at least kind of fun skeletons. Like I kind of hope, maybe he was
Right.
like a big old slut or something. And
Yeah, like
he didn't cheat on anybody, but like he was like a whore in college and that kind of fun
Right.
stuff is what I would like to see.
was he a playboy in his NFL days?
Like consensually,
I also hope that like the ex-wife is like now his best friend.
Oh my God, that would be ideal.
Right? Isn't that what we want?
Oh, that's what we all want. Yeah, like she comes to the show to give him advice because he's like a good
Well,
guy. They just didn't work out.
I mean, I'm going to assume that like the show did its homework and found a story like that, because the last thing you want is a scorned ex-wife
Well,
coming out with all sorts of gory details.
look at Guy.
Oh, God. I'm so glad they didn't choose Guy.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
that's the best thing about this
I actually was
news.
worried they were going to because he was like on General Hospital or something a couple weeks
and
ago.
he was like campaigning like no one else
Yeah.
to get the spot. And talk about someone who I don't even know if I could have watched a season. if
No,
he
I think we
was-
would have had to boycott it.
We would have had to. So okay, so
At least
this
we
is
can
good
watch.
news. Yeah, at least we can watch it.
Great job, actually.
So they also announced some like weird news, which is that some details about the beach.
Yeah.
About Bachelor in Paradise. So Hannah Brown will be joining Wells, who is so over this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know why he still does it.
I think I'm like, why don't we just replace him? Like, why does she have to join him? But anyway, she's going to be joining him at the bar as bartender. And then they're also introducing this new thing called the Champagne Lounge.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, the rose ceremonies will take place there, and they obviously have some sort of champagne sponsor.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
the only thing I can imagine. And also, they're moving locations.
Goodbye to Sayulita.
Goodbye, hello, Costa Rica.
I get it. Costa Rica does have a very all-inclusive resort vibe, probably where they're going. It probably is a bigger space with like more air conditioning. I'm
Right.
hoping more air conditioning, and that's why they moved it for our, our older friends headed to the beach. Keep them out of the sun.
We need to take care of them.
Ugh.
I mean, I've never been there, but I feel like it's kind of a hot spot.
Yeah,
Like,
my family literally just went in March and they had the best time.
yeah, so I mean, Costa Rica's not that specific. Like, where in Costa Rica, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But this is all, like, this news all just dropped. So, I mean, I guess it's exciting. Again, first when I saw Hannah Brown was going to be a bartender, I was like, oh, is she going to be the only bartender? Because I don't know if she could, like, really carry that role off all on her own.
I don't know that she can either.
She doesn't have host energy.
No. She just kind of like happened to be a good lead because she was kind of a mess. Like it wasn't like she was a good lead because she like commanded a room.
No. And like I always think back to like when they announced her and brought her on whatever
To
it was
give a
after the final
toast.
rose, and she literally could not speak. Like I know she was nervous, and she's obviously like been in the media and spotlight a lot more since then, and she's more comfortable than she was then, but it's like you do need to be quick on your feet.
Yeah.
And I have to say, just dipping into Pop the Balloon, I think Yvonne Orji is like an exceptional host.
I don't know.
Okay. I thought she was amazing.
I think she did a much better job the second episode.
Yeah.
I think, and we'll get into this, Johnny Bananas like threw her for a loop that was like she was not expecting someone that annoying to have to deal with. And so I think that kind of like was an issue in the first episode that we'll talk about.
But also that woman who was like, she kept calling her DMV.
She's like, I don't want any. She's like, who do you want? I can't figure this out.
She's like, you're like, you remind me of a psycho killer. And then she's like, actually, I didn't choose him because he just seemed too boring. And
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
Like,
crazy.
okay. Anyway, preview of what's
Yeah.
to come. Okay. So I don't know if there's anything more to say about that extra news.
No, just more to come.
More to come.
I wonder if they'll lift their drink limit now that they have a full champagne sponsor, or if the champagne lounge will be the only bottomless place.
I don't know if they can risk the liability. Maybe there'll be some NA champagne. Is that a thing yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe that'll be
It's
the
like sparkling
vibe.
grape juice.
Yeah, Martinelli's.
Yeah.
Let's just bring it out. Let's just have that. Everyone have a great time. Have they announced anyone else who's going to be on the beach yet?
No, not that I've seen.
I'm sure those releases will be coming.
Yeah,
now
I think
that
soon.
It seems like they're starting to ramp up press for that. Like, interesting. In the Golden Bachelor universe, also since we last were on here, there's been some sad news about Gerry.
Yeah.
Gerry Turner, who I don't know what kind of cancer he's been diagnosed with. Do you remember?
Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia, a type of bone marrow cancer.
Okay, which is pretty serious.
Really bad.
And he's saying the prognosis is only 2 more years to live.
Yeah.
Which hopefully it will be longer than that. I mean, he's not in his mid 70s?
Yeah, I think he was 70 when the show started. So
Right.
I think it says he's 73.
Yeah. So, I mean,
His poor
that's
daughters.
early.
They lost their mom to
I
sickness
know.
too, and
I was thinking about the kids.
yeah.
And I didn't actually watch any of his interviews about it, but just knowing him, I'm sure he was very optimistic about it.
Very positive about it, yeah.
He's very glasses half full kind of guy, which I do really appreciate about him. And it's sad news. And yeah, there's more Katie Thurston, who we also talked about her cancer diagnosis. I did read something that she said about how she's really optimistic that she thinks she could live another 20 years or something with all the advancements and things like that. And I just have to I'm going to make this political for a second. When we defund all of the universities and leading institutions of research and scientific research,
When we literally deport people that are at the forefront of the research.
right, what do we think these people are doing? It's not just a bunch of DEI shit. In fact, it's progressing human science, things that we need to live longer, to be healthier, to live more healthy lives. That's what's happening in these labs at these universities.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of liberal fuckheads.
Yeah, not just running around and finding new ways to make fun of Trump. That's something that they have the capacity to do in their spare time. In their actual jobs at school, they are creating insane advancements. I literally saw a TikTok that I just pulled up. New images could change cancer diagnosis, but ICE detained the Harvard scientist who analyzes them. So
I mean, this is literally scientific progress as we know it will be stalled in a way that our civilization really can't afford at this point. The rate of progress and the rate of us killing the earth and the rate of new disease and the rate of all these things that we need to really be aware of and stay on top of to stay okay.
Yeah.
All of that is just being stopped, just completely stalled. And that to me is a lot of stuff is scary right now, but that to me is existentially kind of scary. Science is real and it's important to keep researching and funding institutions that do research.
Yeah. And to defund ICE. They don't contribute anything to this country. They were only formed in 2003 in a wake of xenophobia following 9/11. And their track record of actually finding people who are convicted criminals is abysmally low. And they just cast these wide nets and end up throwing people to this country that are really contributing and have a right to stay here. So fuck all of them. And you are the opposite of progress. You're holding us back and we're not any closer to great. We're actually further from it than ever.
Yeah. And that's such a good way to say it. All this MAGA shit, there's nothing great about what's going on.
No.
We've taken so many steps back in the evolution of just our country, what we stand for, just progress in general. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It's just these are things that are important to us, again, in an existential kind of place.
I don't care who you voted for. I don't really want your kid to die of measles. So
no,
call me fucking crazy.
I don't want, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. This is very preventable stuff.
Yeah.
This is stuff that we put in the rear view mirror so that we could move forward. Like, guess what? How do you think we move forward and create like advancements? It's because we eradicate diseases that slow us down,
Yeah.
not make them come back again.
Exactly. And like these things work so well that we got to take them for granted. And because we don't
Yes.
teach history in schools anymore and we don't teach science anymore, a lot of people don't know that. And it's really
So
showing.
many. It's so many. And honestly, it's that, and it's a bunch of, it's just, there's so many things at work here. It's a really wild world that we live in.
Well, time
To
check,
say the
18
least.
minutes. We got into it.
Sorry, I just had to bring
No,
it up.
I felt like we have to, like, we can't not say it.
No, I mean, it's everywhere.
I'm not going to
It's
pretend I'm having
literally-
like a good time with what's going on. It's like,
Yeah, all is not well.
no, I'm straight
everyone.
up having a bad time. Like,
You said it. That's it. That's the podcast.
that's the
okay.
title of ep, is straight up having a
Title of app for sure. I'm having a bad time. Okay. Okay. Other Bachelor Nation stuff.
Okay.
Kelley Flanagan and Peter Weber were
Speaking of bad
spotted
time,
together again.
Who
the couple that will
cares?
not die.
they cannot quit each other.
I definitely believe that they hooked up again. Whether or not they're actually going to date again is left to whatever. I think it was like at Coachella or something. I don't know. She was also like recently linked with Jason Tartick. So
Yeah, it's
who
just,
knows?
I feel like Peter, from what we've heard from everybody, Peter seems to be really good in bed. And so I think that it maybe is just that.
it's hard. Yeah, it's like, well,
It's hard
we
to
can-
quit. And I can't.
One last round.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Jason Tartick being anything like too stellar. Like, I feel like he would just like want to talk through logistics of it. And
Oh my God.
Peter,
I always think about, do you remember when Caitlin Bristow and him first started dating? And there was all this scandalous stuff about, like, she talked about on a podcast how they like dry humped and she had an orgy.
yeah,
And like everyone lost their
I was like,
shit.
what?
I was like, why is this such a big deal?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, they're just into each other.
Yeah, like,
And Caitlin's always sharing shit like that.
I know. I'm like, that's why we love her, right? Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I
mean, speaking of not having a good time, Caila Quinn's husband, cheating rumors.
Okay, so his name is Nick Burrell.
Nick
right?
Borello, yeah.
Borello, and this came out on Reddit.
Yeah, this was on
Right.
Reddit. Kayla has like come out and denied it, but
But she also recently posted a bunch of Easter photos without him in any of them.
Yep.
Which is kind of a big deal when she's like a momfluencer and like her family is her content.
yeah, her family's her brand.
So and her husband is almost always in her posts.
Especially for Easter. That's a family holiday.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'm going to say, Kayla. Like, Reddit is never wrong.
Honey, I've seen the screenshots. Like,
It happened.
it happened. And
Gosh, it's like, if you were her, though, like, what would you do? I don't even know what
Leave
I would
him.
do. But, like, would you... Maybe she's truly in denial.
I think so, because the girl on Reddit said that after she found out who Nick was,
Yeah.
and Nick basically, the person that Nick was talking to was 22 years old. And so
Oh,
she
wow,
felt very strung along by him. And not that being the other woman is ever really excusable, but I think when you're 22, you can be more easily manipulated by somebody that tells you
Yes.
that they're going to leave their wife for you. They're so unhappy. They want to be with you.
Right. Which is what he was saying.
Which is what he was saying, and like promising to meet up and saying all the stuff about Kayla, how like him and Kayla have no sex life anymore. And it's like, even if that's true, she did just birth a child. So, and
Yeah.
that's unfortunately not that uncommon for men to stray when
Yeah.
their wife has like just given birth or been uncomfortably pregnant. And
Which is just like, man, can you just like
can you just
jack off? Like,
can you just evolve past this? Like, can you be more than your libido? This is like
right. Like, truly.
truly next level, like seeking out so much validation from a stranger on the internet, like even
Right.
beyond.
And that's when it's beyond libido,
Yeah.
right? It's like there's something else going on. And
yeah, and I think it's like we always talk about this. It's like the more perfect the Instagram, the worse the relationship, and I think that really, really applies here.
absolutely does.
Because she's always painting like a perfect picture, even when they just started dating. It's, it's the man who taught me to love again after heartbreak and all this stuff. And I can see,
Right.
not that this is her fault at all, but I can see Caila being the person who wants to paint a pretty picture and maybe doesn't
Yeah.
talk that deeply about what's actually going on. And so this girl reached out to Caila, and Caila just fully ignored her.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like extra complicated when it's wrapped up in your literal, the way you make money.
Yeah.
She's a momfluencer. She makes money off of social media by posting content about her perfect family.
Yeah.
So the thing is, everyone loves a good scandal.
Yeah.
So she could spin this into something that could like get her even more whatever.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
finding her freedom. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose season was she on? Was she on Ari's season?
Ben's season.
Ben's
Remember, she broke up with
season.
her boyfriend for Ben.
Oh my God.
She like saw Ben on TV and she was like, I felt so much more connected to you than I did to my real boyfriend. Which, I
That
think
kind of says a lot right
it's a
there.
little bit like fantasy painting, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and she did always have kind of that like stars in her eyes, like fakeness a little bit
Yeah.
going on with her. I looked past a lot of things with her because she was like one of the few women of color who had ever made it further than like night 3.
Yeah. And everyone was really, really hard on her, like
Yes.
calling
yes.
her phony and fake, that I don't think either of us wanted to like add to it, but there is
No.
like there is an element of that going on that
Totally.
is more so
Well-
now, like postseason.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just I don't know. It's a combination of like I feel bad for her because this is obviously like she didn't know this was happening, and like clearly the relationship's going to end. I mean, it's a matter of time. Like I
mean,
I will
maybe
be
not.
very sad if she chooses to stay with him after this. Like it's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. Like, people really, really care about public opinion, or people really
Right.
convince themselves that they can work their way back from this. But I didn't see the mess. I only saw the messages with this one girl, but there are other people who,
Oh, really?
yeah, this is like not a one-time thing. And people
Yeah.
have tried to warn Caila, and she ignores them. And
Like before, even like years back.
yeah,
type
like
of
when they were
thing?
dating, when they were in, like pretty much through all the stages. Yeah.
I mean, you can't overlook that.
No, that's like pathological need to cheat that he's like not worked through.
Right. And then now that it's so public, it's kind of like that's another added layer of
Mm-hmm.
like, because maybe she knew about the other stuff or had been alerted to it and just turned a blind eye because she knew no one would find out.
Yeah, but now we know.
But now we know. And that can influence people's decisions.
Yeah.
For better or worse. So in any case, bummer.
Bummer.
I think that's it for Bachelor Nation
Yeah.
news. Okay. In the messiest of all messy casts from Love is Blind,
Ugh.
Minneapolis, we have an official, what they're calling, I hate this term, but I'm going to say it, wife swap. That's what people are saying.
It is a wife swap.
It is. Joey and Monica were the original couple. Ben and Sarah were the other couple. We all saw the mess for both of them on the seasons. Ben and Sarah are more messy for sure than Joey and Monica.
Yeah.
Joey and Sarah revealed their relationship, which we've already talked about.
Did they
but-
confirm it? Because last we talked, they were denying it.
Oh, is that true? I'm pretty sure like I've seen pictures of them together now since then. Like I don't think they're denying it anymore. Like
Good.
I'm pretty sure they're like maybe they're not officially together, but they're like dating for sure. Ben and Sarah, Ben and Monica have also found their way to one another and have been posting like crazy about it.
Ugh.
And honestly, it's like yeah, like obviously this is happening.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the dating pool really is that small that everyone is like dating from the same cast. Like, dating Ben?
I feel like I expected this from Ben, maybe not Monica as much. I think like Monica might really like him, which is sad
Yeah, she
in and
definitely
of
does.
itself. But like knowing what we know about Ben and the kind of level of they've been posting a lot about it.
Yeah.
Like Ben wants to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
he wants to be in the spotlight. He wants to be paid attention to. And this is a way to get more attention.
Yeah.
Like very easily to get more attention. And they're milking it for all they can right now. I have to give Joey and Sarah credit, I guess, for like not really doing
For trying to do
any of
the
that.
opposite, like not really trying to have, if they have a relationship, I feel like they don't want it associated with the show.
Like they're actually just into each other.
Yeah,
And
but,
it's messy and all the rest. But
Ben and
like,
Monica want everyone to know, like, because Monica posted a clip of her and Ben like meeting each other or seeing each other on the beach, and
right.
she said like Ben's handsome or something, and the comment was like should have known her at that time, and then someone responded like, oh, you fit so much better with Ben, and she was like, I agree, like smiley face. So they want it like associated with the show. Like I think they want us to be like, oh, the signs were there all along, like they should have been together. And I don't really.
I'm just like, Monica, like, how are you down with his church and like all the weird shit associated with that mega church?
Because like him especially, like he had all this stuff come up that like showed who he really is, like showed his ass, and you are okay with that, I guess.
I know, like he's not a good person.
No, he's not a good vibe, and he didn't come across like fun. I don't know what the goal is here.
No, they're both like sort of like loud, performative vibe. Maybe it'll probably burn really brightly and like maybe last because.
I don't know. I think we're going to be along for the whole breakup. Like, it's going to be, like, live tweeted from both sides.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, they'll do it for the content.
Yeah.
They're doing it for the content for sure. But I guess they like each other, too. I don't know. I mean, I think Monica can do better.
I agree.
You know?
I think
like Monica.
She definitely could do better.
Yeah, like she's gorgeous.
She's supposed
and
to
she's
want
had like
better.
a major glow up
Yeah.
too. Like she was pretty on the show, and then she's just stunning. Like Ben sucks.
Yeah, and
he doesn't wash his hair. Ew.
Ugh, too much.
We don't like him. Ugh. Anyway, so that's like news from Love is Blind Nation. I'm sort of like, what's going to be the next Love is Blind? Like, do you think the next UK season will drop?
I don't know. Because I haven't heard anything about it happening.
I feel like immediately after season 1, they did announce there would be a season 2.
That it would come back. Oh, yeah.
I did read something at some point. Like I'm 99% sure there's going to be a
going
season
back
2.
to the pods for season 2.
Right. Whether or not it will be a summer release like last year's was remains to be seen.
Yeah, this is like folded in with an announcement of the reunion. I got all excited. I was like, oh my God, August 26th, but that was for the reunion.
Yeah. So maybe not. I think
summer 2025 is what they're saying.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Casting
that may be our
open.
next Love is Blind.
Yeah, that would be
pods
nice.
Experience. I really loved the UK season.
The hosts are
1.
coming back too.
Oh, I
liked them
I
a
was
lot.
into it. I kind of love the vibe.
It was way better.
Yeah, I hope they can do it again. They had more interesting people, I feel like. You know,
Freddie,
a lot of
where
them
are
like
you?
stick with me in a good way.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
Freddie and yeah,
Pretty much just Freddie.
maybe just Freddie. He's so hot.
He's so hot. And
that awful woman he dated. God,
and he
she
still
was
like works that
terrible.
job. So
Oh, of course he does. And that dress thing that he puts on.
I know.
Oh my, so hot still.
so hot.
I think the next US one it's confirmed will be Denver.
Yeah, I can't
Which
wait.
is like, yeah, maybe I'll have to do like a little tour.
I want to come out for
all
like a
this-
premiere party or something.
Oh my God, should we reach out to Netflix now?
Well, yeah, they're
They
so
should-
thirsty. I bet the cast would come. We just have to find out who they are.
Friggin- I know. I'm just hoping that somehow, like through friends of friends, I'll know someone.
I feel like between you and Deanna, you guys will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, being in Boulder, there is a divide, but I have enough friends in Denver who are like at least in the dating scene or dating scene adjacent or would know someone
Yeah.
who might know. It's definitely like there's going to be at least one person that like comes through the cracks.
I also think there will be Boulder people. I think they'll pull from the whole area.
I actually I really don't think there will be.
I hope so. Get
There's
us like
such
a
a
crunchy
divide.
Boulder person.
Oh my God. Boulder people are so annoying. Can I tell you?
Just like barefoot, a white guy with
They're
dreadlocks.
barefoot. They're like they're a walking contradictions. Like just the worst people on earth. Like
But you love it.
salt of the earth, but not really. They'll definitely be an anti-vaxxer. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be It'll be a whole vibe.
Drives a Tesla, but like doesn't know why
Oh,
you're
yeah.
mad at them for the Tesla.
Yes, there will be Cybertrucks, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all right, I think that's it for Love Is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Do we talk? Let's talk about the Love Island stuff, and then ending with the biggest exciting news of this USA development. But okay, when you texted me this, I was like, it can't be that Ella. And then it was that Ella. Okay, so Lloyd, our boy from Love Undercover, which it was around this time last year that we started watching
I missed
that
them.
show. That was such a great surprise of a show.
It was.
I wonder if they'll do it again. Like, I don't know how they would do it again.
I don't
Maybe
either.
They can't.
But like
I
we
mean,
still follow those girls, and I like love seeing what they're up to. And
yes.
miss
Jacqueline and her like swimsuit brand and all the rest.
And like Gabby still works for TSA. I'm like still dying to run into her at Newark.
Gabby, what a winner.
I know.
So Lloyd was like the talk of the town
guy,
on that show.
yeah.
Very hot.
So
like,
hot.
Just undeniably. Like soccer players are hot to begin with, but he
was next level.
firing on all cylinders.
It wasn't like really fair for the other guys that were on the show.
It really was not fair.
No.
Like he was just so hot. Like Ryan was really hot too.
Yeah.
But anyway, he is rumored to be dating, maybe not yet confirmed.
Not confirmed yet, but
the people know.
Yeah.
Ella from Love Island, I don't know, UK season.
I don't know what season, but her and oh my god,
Ty.
her and Ty left together. They had like, she has like
The most
iconic lines being like, shut it down. It's like, and I saw first that she had like posted a TikTok of her and another girl from like reality dating TV. I didn't recognize her. And it was like having a pasta and lobster summer. If you know, you know, because there's this rap song that's like, got a white boy on my roster. He'd be feeding me pasta and lobster.
Oh.
And so that was their hint that they were both dating white guys.
Okay.
And then from there, I went in the comments and I saw like comments about a lot of comments about Lloyd from Love Island UK. And then I saw a TikTok about the rumor. And I was like, not Love Island UK, from Love Undercover.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that would be a couple.
I mean, it's like, my first reaction is I love it.
I love
it. I love it.
I think it's perfect.
Ella and Ty were extremely toxic.
Yes.
On the island, and I think afterwards too. Like really hard to watch their dynamic. But like I always loved Ella.
Yeah, they like had, everyone would always say it was like dramatic 90s rom-com fights. Like it was like where like Cordell and Serena were like the love story that resulted from those 90s movies. It was like Ty and Ella were like the couple that like you would never want to end up together, but it was so passionate and like set to this like emotional music all the time and in the rain and
yeah, Ella was just like, she had so much attitude. I just remember everyone being like, she has like the hottest body. And it was so true. She was like, she was just so hot. But like everyone, she was great. And like, I haven't really heard much about her since then.
No.
But she's obviously been living her best life since the show because everyone on that show gets so famous.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just like picturing like how they met, like at a club or I don't
just
know.
Like DMs. Like if I had to guess, he probably just DM'd her.
You think he definitely DM'd her?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that she gives me I don't chase vibes, so I think that she wouldn't.
Right.
But I would think that maybe she went to like one of his games or something, and then he DM'd her. But I feel like that's probably how it happened.
Yeah, they would have very attractive children.
Yeah.
Whether or not it'll go that far, I guess we'll see. Like,
but is it like almost too much of a good thing? Like it's like, would it balance out to be the weirdest looking child in the world because they're both so beautiful?
That does happen.
It does.
We have to know that does happen. How old is Lloyd? 29. Ella, what's her last name?
I think Thomas.
Thomas, Love Island. Yeah. Age 23. Wait, is it possible she's 23?
Not now, no.
Okay. She turned 23 in 2023, so she's only 25.
Yeah.
So she was so young when she was on the show.
Yeah.
I always forget that they're so young on that show.
They're so young.
And like they kind of still do that. Like Gemma was 19.
I will never forgive them for that.
That's like almost like abusive.
It's gross.
Like it is gross. And like Luca, you're gross too.
Yeah. I'll never. Everyone's obsessed with you and Grace now. I still will never forgive you.
All right. Are they still together?
They're still together.
Okay. So updates from this last season of All Stars. Who's still together?
Everyone but Catherine and Omar.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. I need to look at this.
Casey still has not asked Gabby to be his girlfriend.
But they're still dating.
But they're still dating.
Ekin-Su and Curtis address split rumors after spending Easter apart.
Who has to spend Easter with their boyfriend of 2 months?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I spent Easter away from my husband. It's fine.
I'm kind of like an Ekin-Su and Curtis stan now. Like I'm kind of rooting for them.
I kind of like forgot about them, and then I literally got a TikTok of them salsa dancing today.
Oh, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're so like, I feel like everyone was so against them.
I just think they're two nerds in love. Like I think they just like are hot, so people don't think they can be weirdos. But like they're both just weirdos. Like
right.
And
who else made it out of that season though? Anyone, or is it just them?
Yeah, Grace, and Luca, Sammy and Elma. I think are still together.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I think they're still together.
I mean, I guess it's only been like 2 months.
Yeah, I think they will be appearing on Towie together.
Oh, is that show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, they're probably going to ride that one.
Who
as long
else?
as they can.
Oh, yeah. Gabby and Casey are still together.
That won't last long.
No.
Casey's such a fuckhead. I hate him.
Sucks.
He's just doing it so that he doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Anyway, some sad Love Island news is that Lochan and Whitney broke up.
Yeah.
And you said you saw... She was like going off about it.
It
like,
was interesting. Like I first saw Lochan's story that basically said like Whit and I have decided not to be together anymore. And then I went on TikTok and Whitney was posting like a day in the life, but she had like set it to, it wasn't exactly a poem, but she did kind of write a poem about like how like she was like, I've decided to live my life for the first time since, April the 3rd or whatever, the day he stopped choosing me, the day he stopped choosing us. Like it was very dramatic.
Whoa, very intense.
Very intense. And I didn't realize that she was on another show called Inside. And after that show, and I can never trust the judgment of the UK against a black woman. I just can't because they,
abhorrent behavior.
Will be so horrible to them. And people are like, oh yeah, he saw her behavior on the show Inside and now he's done with her. Like finally he's free. He can be with someone that's his type. And like, yeah.
Stop it.
It's just like not great.
Can they like outlaw this whole type thing?
Oh, God, I know.
Because like we'll
Pop
get
the
into
Balloon
it
would
on
be
Pop the
canceled.
Balloon.
Yeah.
I always say how like I've seen the deepest racism on Love Island UK out of all these dating shows, but Pop the Balloon is
Pop the Balloon. Love Island UK tries to be sneaky. Pop the Balloon just said it, and
it was okay. We'll get
there. But Lochan had posted. You know, Lochan does those cooking videos.
Yeah,
he had posted.
Oh, he does them too.
He does them too, and his is like kind of like formatted like a show.
Oh, okay.
And he had Sammy from Love Island All Stars season 2 on.
Oh,
and,
like brown-haired Sammy.
Yeah, and people caught a vibe between them, and then pretty shortly after, his relationship with Whitney was over. So again, this is all TikTok. This is all comments. My TikTok algorithm was very messy with it. Like I feel like my social media was all communicating with each other. I have it blocked on my phone, so I can only go on it from 5 p.m. to 10:30 every night.
Right.
And so I feel like everything gets condensed. And so it was like Instagram, I saw Lochan announce. Then I saw Whitney's video. Then 2 videos later, I saw Sammy and Lochan cooking together. And then I click on the comments, and everyone's like, interesting.
Oh, I mean, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
People love a white couple.
I guess he's not technically white.
Yeah, what is he? Is he Middle Eastern?
I think he's half Indian.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Love Island ethnicity. I guess he does look a little Indian.
This lists his mom as Asian, but her name is Cool Minder.
Oh yeah, he's definitely
and he was celebrating Rocky Day, a Hindu festival.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, I love that.
Well, now he's your favorite guy.
I mean, to me, it sounds like it's very unclear what actually happened here.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like Lochan was so phased, but nothing weird happened.
Like, if he had a cooking show with Sammy, like, that's not a crime.
No.
Are people... well, I guess here's my question. Are people taking sides here, or is it just a breakup?
Yeah, people are obviously taking sides. And, like, from what I've seen in the comments, it's, like, largely anti-Whitney, which I don't think she's earned.
Oh.
I really like her. I don't have an issue with her. I don't know
love
why
Whitney.
people do, because I think she's an outspoken Black woman, and like, how dare she in the UK? And so, yeah,
I don't know. It's like, it's okay when relationships end.
yeah. Sometimes they have to.
Yeah.
Most times they should.
I bet we will see one or both of them back in one of these shows.
Yeah,
Because, like, their relationship has become kind of iconic.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's been just a couple of years, but I mean, Whitney is like, I just always picture her saying "it's giving."
Yeah.
Like, she's kind of the queen of
It's
that
giving
phrase.
bad bitch, bad
Yeah.
bitch. That season they sang so much. I think that's what was like missing this season was like
The fun
something
vibes.
silly. Like that season they sang constantly.
She's just like, "it's giving."
giving
Like she
bad
would like
bitch.
pronounce the G
Yeah.
like really hard. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, I feel like I know Whitney better than Lochan because he came in like a little bit late.
Mm-hmm.
But I did appreciate like that they were together
Yeah.
for so long after. So okay, well we'll report back once we know more about
Yeah.
what's going on with that. The news of the day. I mean, this is a couple days old now, but they had to make lemons out of this lemonade, or they had to make lemonade out of these lemons.
Yeah.
Most of the cast of Love Island USA from last season is doing a spin-off show.
Oh, it's so great.
What is it called?
I think it's After the Villa
Spin-off. Is it really just that?
or After the Island.
Beyond the Villa.
Beyond the
Love
Villa.
Island Beyond the Villa. So, like, I'm picturing like a Vanderpump Rules type situation.
I think it is because it's only the people that are based in LA.
Right.
And
so it's like truly just like a reality show about their lives.
Yeah, I think, and that's what they're saying is that it's like following their relationships and then their careers living in LA and then the relationship drama between them. So I guess it'll be interesting to see it because Cordell and Rob were missing.
Right.
But
Which is like kind of big.
yeah, I think they confirmed that Cordell will be popping in and out. He's just not in the main cast because
Right.
he's going to be on a scripted TV show. They didn't say what it is. And there's also a rumor that he's going on Traitors, which I would
Oh, my
love.
God, I
Yeah.
would be obsessed with Cordell.
He'll be
on
so
Traitors.
cute on Traitors with his
Oh,
little
and he'll have the best
outfits. Oh, the
outfits.
best outfits.
Oh my gosh. Like I can just see him like wearing glasses, like sitting in one of those chairs thinking about
Can't you see him getting like easily manipulated by like a longtime game player? Like someone like takes him under his wing
100%.
and
or like falling asleep in the corner.
oh, just constantly falling asleep. Oh my God, I love
Like a
him.
little lamb.
Oh God, he's so cute.
He's so cute.
He's so cute.
I'm so obsessed with him and Serena.
And then Rob just doesn't live in LA. He's just in Alabama. He's doing his snake thing. He didn't want to come for the show. And then that's it. But we have Leah and
know that
Miguel,
makes
which I'm
me
excited
love-
to see there. I know.
I love Rob. I'm sorry. He's so toxic and terrible.
I know. I'm happy for Leah that Rob is not going to be on the show because I think it's finally a
know.
chance for it to just be Miguel and her and like everyone to get to see their relationship, which by everything
Right.
I can see is so cute. And
I mean, it's almost like truly, I was like, this relationship's not going to last. I mean, I guess it hasn't been even a year yet, but it's been 9 months.
going strong.
And like, it seems real to me.
Yeah, they
I
seem
don't
like they're having
know.
the most fun.
And it's like, I sort of get it because I think they're both like nerds at heart.
Yeah.
And like, they kind of relate on that level. And I don't know, they're both so hot. Like,
Yeah.
it just works.
I think it just fits. And then Janae and Kenny will be on it.
I can't wait to see those two just like wifing it up. Are they living together?
I don't know because last I had heard Kenny was living in Texas and Janae was in LA. So
Well, of course he's
come to LA for the show. Kendall
Right.
has moved to LA for the show. He was in Texas also.
Shit will be messy with him.
I don't
for
care I don't
sure.
care about seeing him. And then
I know.
number one on list of people I don't care about seeing is Caila and Aaron. I cannot believe this girl is subjecting herself to another show with this fucking guy.
But they're not dating.
They're gonna hook up though. Like
No.
The producers are
Wait.
definitely going to have them hook up.
Kaylor had a rumor that she was dating someone.
Now they're broken
Who was
up.
it?
I think it was a basketball player. Now they're broken up.
Oh, God. I have no interest in seeing drama between those two anymore. Like, I really don't care. Does Aaron live in LA?
I guess now.
Of course he does. Go back to the UK. No one wants you
go
here.
back. Where's Ice when you know? I'm just kidding.
Connor's going to be there.
That's weird.
It's like, I think they just needed some
bodies.
singles.
Yeah, go ahead, Connor. Give us nothing.
And Liv is going to be there too.
Yep.
And it'll be, I'm excited.
I can't wait to watch it. It will be appointment TV for me. I will be sat
Right.
every day that it's on. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's just going to be weekly. I don't think we're going to get blessed every single day. That would be insane.
No, I mean, it's going to be, like I said, like a Vanderpump Rules type vibe.
Yeah. And like
Just-
Leah said that she was very particular that she was not coming back to do a show if the same producers that were on her season of Love Island were there, because she really felt like they treated her like shit, that they isolated her, that they made her feel like she was the bully. And so when she left, she was like, thought everyone hated her, was like getting ready to check into a mental health
Right.
facility. And
Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, we know that she has all the power.
Yeah.
Which is the best thing ever. I mean, just chef's kiss with that season.
Ugh.
It's so smart of them to ride the wave on that one.
Yeah,
Even
'cause-
if it's a total flop of a show, like so many people will watch it.
And this season of Love Island is like, has nowhere to go but disappoint, because
Right.
it just can't get better. I don't see how. I would gladly be proven wrong, but like, that season had everything.
It had everything. It just like, it got us in so many different ways when it comes to like love stories.
Yeah.
Like, and it just, like, it wasn't really planned. I don't know. It just like happened.
So good.
Oh God. Well, I mean, hopefully, I'm also looking forward to the next season of Love Island.
Of
USA,
course.
though.
I miss Love
whatever
Island.
it is.
I
I wonder if they'll run them at the same time. I mean, I guess they will.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the timing.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But it's very exciting. I think when I saw it on our feed, I was like, oh,
Holy
my God.
shit. I know.
I saw it on my personal page, and I forgot that I wasn't on our podcast.
You almost
page.
share it to your story.
And I shared it to my story. And I was like, oh, wait, I don't want my actual followers or my personal page to know that I'm into this shit. And I
Andrew like
immediately
just posts like very cool indie music and like announcements for KGNU. So this would be like a very jarring thing for her to post.
But you know what? Like, I immediately deleted it. And then I was like, maybe I should leave it up there.
Let them get to
Like,
know you.
Well, I mean, I'm not hiding the
No.
fact that I love this shit.
There's
like,
we've been doing this for a year.
right. This is one of my best qualities.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree.
And if you don't like it or you think it's below you or whatever, then
You wouldn't be
that's
here.
your problem.
You want to be listening
not
45 minutes in or however long we're in.
Totally. So, it's all very exciting. I mean, I am just like, all of this stuff is going to drop literally within, I know it's all going to happen at once, and we're going to be so overwhelmed, and it's going to be crazy.
We're going to have to quit our full-time jobs, I think.
just like podcast every single day
Oh
to
my-
cover everything.
Could you imagine the dream?
Oh, such a dream. I would love. Speaking of, spread the word about the podcast so that we can up our numbers
Yeah.
and get this thing going a little bit
Get this
more.
thing monetized.
Totally. But yeah, so I guess that's it for newsy stuff, right?
Yeah. Is it time?
Okay, pop the balloon. Here we go. This show, like, the first episode was legitimately just terrible.
The first episode should not have been put out. It was so bad.
But it was live. So that's the thing.
It's
is this
live.
is live TV. Like, and I don't know why Netflix fucks with live TV.
They're not good at it. Like they're
Like,
they're
they're
so
not
bad
good at it,
it.
but and like, what's the point?
Because it's not like you get to vote. So I don't know
No.
why it being live adds anything to it, because for the first episode, it felt like we went through so many men because the women just kept popping their balloon. And it's like,
Literally, like, like the Johnny Bananas was the first man. Which, okay, so you are Johnny Bananas, like, you know him
Yeah.
from years.
I have a
going
love-hate viewing relationship with Johnny Bananas.
But is it like a CT kind of love?
No.
Or is it? Okay.
No one will ever be
Because I know
CT.
that's your guy.
No, that's my fucking guy. I would
Yeah.
lay down my life for CT. Johnny Bananas, I would push in front of a car at times. Like he is.
Okay.
I find him to be so annoying, but he's such good TV. And this was just so not a good match. Like they could not have cast worse women to try to understand his weird, annoying sense of humor. Like
He's also 42.
he's 42. These girls are like in their 20s.
Yeah.
One of the girls popped her balloon because she was like, sorry, I don't like white guys. I only like black men. And his response was, I'm black from the waist up. Basically trying to joke that he has a small penis.
Yeah.
But like, it so didn't land. And it pissed Yvonne Orgy off, the host, so much that like she kind of lost her footing for like the rest of his time on stage. Like,
because like, okay, so if you don't know who Yvonne Orgy was, I was like, okay, where do I know her? Where do I know her from? She is from Insecure.
Yeah.
She plays Molly.
Yeah.
And like, who is like, I feel like she is her character on that show, but like very strong black woman.
yes.
Like very sure of herself. She knows her point of view and she's not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
And I think she brought that into her hosting, like for better or worse. Like
I think so
she
too.
definitely called him out on that comment.
She was like, Johnny, this is my show. Like, and she kept trying to like reclaim the power from him. And it's like, he's just such a spinning top. You have to like let him go. And he's such a bad person to have live because he is such a liability. Like, he is problematic in the things that he says. And like, no one liked him.
He's not attractive.
No.
He's gross. Like, he's like that gross LA smarmy dude.
And like, he used to be hot. And so I think he's like still clinging to that. And I mean, as I've talked about like a lot of times on this show, like one of my early sexual awakenings was CT wearing Johnny Bananas like a backpack. But like, Johnny Bananas is not like the crucial part of that moment. But like, the amount of women who popped their balloons as soon as he got out there, I was like, oh, we're fucked. Like,
I mean, so like the first episode was like 8 women on stage and the guys coming out, and then the second was like flipped, so it was 8 men on the stage with women coming out, and like the women, like Yvonne called it out because it's true, like they were ice cold. They were so mean.
They
were
no
so
energy.
picky.
They
like it was just like a major wah wah.
It was
whole
so
thing.
poorly cast for a first episode because it was like the pickiest, but also the least dynamic group of women. Like I could,
oh my God,
them being picky was like annoying because I was like, well, what are we bringing to the table ourselves? Like that one girl with like the denim blazer and skirt on who was just like pop her balloon and then like try to make it.
DMV
when she was like, what are you looking for? She's like, I like tall, dark, and handsome. And then she's like, okay, like Yvonne goes, outside of physical attributes, what are you looking for? She goes, I like to see that, I got a long torso. So I like when I'm laying down, my long torso is like met by, and Yvonne's like, I think you missed the point of the question. Like, that's still physical. And she kept being like, no, let me get to it. What I'm saying is, I need him to be big down there because I have a long torso. And Yvonne's like, that's physical. So I'm just going to move on from talking to you. Like,
Yvonne was so annoyed with her by the end of the show. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, also, like, there was, who was that guy Chase from Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah.
The whole gender roles conversation that he had with like the women, and then the women were playing into it too. It was like, oh, the women do the household laundry and the guy fixes the car. Like,
they were okay with that.
And like everyone was like nodding their heads. Yes. I think like the revelation I've had from the show, maybe it's not a it's not a revelation. It's more like a confirmation of what I already knew, is like, dating in LA is just so freaking shallow. Like all these people are there because they want to be famous. Like literally the cowboy hat guy was
annoying.
Like trying to promote his brand so hard that Yvonne was like, you have to stop.
Yeah, she was like, that's not what you're here for.
Yeah, she basically called him out for it. And like these people, like one of the questions Chase asked was to find out whether or not these women have been flown out by a guy somewhere before. I'm like, Mary, am I crazy? This is not normal dating
No,
fair.
this is like, but this is Chase. Like, this is how he's acted on all of the shows that he's been on, where he like holds the women to this crazy puritanical standard, and he just gets to be like awful.
Right.
And so he did the classic thing he always does, where he plays like nice guy for a little bit, and then on like he throws in that at the end of the day he'd like a nice meal and he'd like his laundry done because he works hard, but you also have to work hard. So, and then the final question on a show to get to know you is, have you ever been flown out?
Right.
And the implication is that like some rich guy flew out and like you had sex with him for the trip. So Chase, if you can't do that for people, then like that's your own insecurity. You don't have to put that on anybody else. Like that's
right. And also like, I don't know, the levels of like shallowness and just disgust, like it just gave me such an icky feeling.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is the lowest of the low. And then it's like, that was like the theme of the first episode. And then the second episode where the guys were in charge, like the level of, there was this one Nigerian guy who was so fixated on his partner not just being spiritual, but having like a direct relationship with God and doing things to show that like you are a good Christian. And that sort of just like reverberated throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, it just stayed religious after that.
It came up in like every other conversation after that, even with different women and different couples.
Well, this is where Yvonne is an interesting host because she's very, very religious. Like she's saving herself for marriage. Yeah.
Stop it.
So she wrote a book.
She has not had sex?
No. So she wrote a book right after Insecure. And I didn't read the book, but just like clips and stuff that I've caught, it is very traditional gender roles and expectations in the book. And so that's where her being the host is a very interesting choice because she's very religious. She has these very traditional expectations of a relationship. And then we're seeing that like be affirmed because we hear all the time that Gen Z is like very conservative.
Right.
And we're seeing these people who are like borderline Gen Z be very conservative and very traditional on this show.
Right.
And like,
what is that? Why is Gen Z so conservative?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. That changes everything for me.
I think it changes the show a lot. Like, I think it just, it's fucking Netflix. It's like, this is always put, even on these like weirdly non-monogamous shows that they cast as like wild and slutty and free and whatever. There's this like undercurrent of conservative family values running through it. And like, you can hear this without watching Pop the Balloon and be like, how could that possibly be true about Pop the Balloon? I was shocked the first episode with how traditional it got. It really is bizarre.
Yeah, I'm like, aren't we past this?
No.
Like, don't women want like autonomy?
Listen, I don't want to work, but that's just because I hate my job. That's not like, just kidding. I don't. I hope keep my job forever.
No, I mean, it's not even that. It's just like all of it just feels like, yeah, and the comments about Zaina's body and like just everything was just very like so on the nose when it comes to like traditional gender roles and it's like, you know, this is how these people really feel because it is live.
Yeah.
And like they're stumbling on their words, they're like not totally with it. Some of them are like reaching for thoughts, like they're kind of getting nervous and stuff. Like it was very interesting. And like I think maybe with Yvonne, what I'm picturing is like how I know her, which is her character Molly on Insecure, who's super sexually adventurous and out there and like liberal and all the rest. I can't believe that I mistakenly decided that that's who she actually was.
No, like that's what she talks about that in her book too, where everyone comes and talks to her as if she's Molly, and she's like, I'm not Molly. Those scenes as Molly were actually the closest I've ever been to having sex.
Wow.
And like that is crazy. I mean,
that is crazy.
Obviously, like I don't want anyone to feel pressure to do anything. That's like, and if people want traditional values, whatever works for you, that's totally fine. Like I'm from such a traditional household. Like my mom didn't work, my dad worked, my mom, you know, but they were such equal partners in other ways, and that evolved over their relationship. And so I think it makes me bummed out to hear 23-year-old, 24-year-old girls being so down for someone who's like, well, don't get flown out and do my laundry for me because I worked hard today, and cook for me because I worked, you know, I've done X. I just am like, what are we doing?
Right. It's like, yeah. I heard a clip of Armchair Expert. Dax had some guy on who, like, I guess he's like a social media, he does research about like the effects of social media on youth and stuff. And like, you know, Dax asked this question about like, well, you know, ostensibly all these rates of these quote unquote bad things are down, like drug use is down, alcohol use is down, sex is like, rates of having sex and teen pregnancy are down, like all these things. Isn't this like a good thing? And he's like, is it a good thing when all of that stuff is down because kids like aren't spending time with each other?
Yeah.
They're just at home on their phones, like death scrolling. And like, that's why they don't have the opportunity to do any of these things. And I'm like, it feels like an offshoot of that conversation. Just seeing this like hyper conservatism, it's almost like an excuse to stay in that hyper isolated space.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to engage with any of these quote unquote like bad things. I don't know if they're actually linked, but it's just interesting, like comparing the two.
I think it might be. I think it's also like we've just lost the ability to let other people be human beings. And so it's like,
right.
You're just marked forever, but then you're perfect. Like the Nigerian guy saying the hardest part about dating him is if you're not religious. And it's like, well, that's not really what the question was. And you know, I almost called her Molly. Yvonne said that, where she was like, you know, you didn't answer the question there. Like
right.
It's what's difficult about dating you, not how someone doesn't match up to your expectations.
Right.
And that was his serious answer, was that the hardest part about dating him is that you can't meet his expectations.
That
like,
guy was tough to watch.
Yeah, and he got picked twice. I was like,
I mean, it's probably because he was like pretty good looking.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny how they would have like, they had like Cinco from Love Island USA, who is so hot, next to the shortest guy on the stage. I'm like, you're just not even giving this guy a chance to like.
Right. I didn't know Cinco was from Love Island USA.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very hot.
Very hot. Used to be a UPS driver, and he would post these like thirst traps delivering packages.
I'm so obsessed with that.
Ugh.
Okay, I all that stuff aside about Yvonne Orji, who I'm seeing in a completely different light now.
Sorry.
I did think she had skill in keeping it moving.
Yes.
Like, you know, she had command of the stage, even though shit was wild. Like,
yeah, and week to week, the growth in that was like very apparent.
Right.
Where I was like, okay, on the first question, we're gonna have everyone introduce themselves, because
right.
what happened the first time, where we barely got to know anybody that was on the stage, didn't work, and we were through people too fast.
And we heard that one woman say she was a multi-hyphenate artist. Maybe 15
I was like, shut the fuck up. And she popped her balloon every single time.
Every time. Yeah. I mean, I think they probably gave them guidelines like, don't pop your balloon right away. Like, they took out that stupid pop stars thing that they did in the first episode. They it was in, I guess in that sense, it's like it was interesting to see how production pivoted so quickly from one episode to the second. And I'm going to keep watching. I was intrigued. It's pretty fun show.
And it's over really fast. Like, it's such a fast watch. And like, it'll be interesting to see them try to make something out of this concept. Like, really is nothing. Like, it worked as a YouTube video. I don't think it works as a full format show.
Well, I think they're gonna have to give us updates on the people who actually lock in with one another.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so this is Logan guy.
Logan.
He's like, hey, I'm Logan. I'm a dog walker.
It was so funny because she was like, I would never date a guy. This woman, she's 30. She gets out there. Yeah. Okay, that guy with the short sleeve rib shirt that was like, your outfit's too revealing. Leave a little up to the imagination. She had a blazer and knee-high boots on.
Yeah. Like, it was, you could see her thighs.
And he was so smug saying it too. And she just accepted it. I was like,
I know. She was kind of like really dull, I have to say. But yeah.
When she was like, yeah, you're 25. That's a little young for me. She paired up with a 24-year-old.
Oh my God. And he was like a full head shorter than her.
Yeah.
And he's just like this dude.
He's
like
looking up at her to talk to her. And like.
But he did have confidence.
Yeah.
She liked his confidence. He delivers cheesy one-liners better than maybe anyone I've ever seen.
He was great. Like, bring him back.
That guy was iconic.
Yeah.
Like, bring him back.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
Yeah, he was great.
I was like laughing out loud watching him, actually.
Yeah.
So, that was a bright spot.
I
if they
agree.
can find more people like that, I think it could be better.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. We can chat about it, a
Of
little
course.
side chat. I mean, I wonder how long it'll go for. Like,
I don't
is it going to be limited, or will they just do it every week for the end of time?
They had like, if I went on Netflix to look at episodes, and there are 6 episodes that they have on schedule.
Okay, so maybe they'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get renewed.
Well, it's also like
Scotty's in the preview.
that man
He's evil.
is evil. Hopefully everyone will just pop their balloons immediately.
Ugh, I
It
hope
was
so.
interesting because you could tell these men didn't know who Zaina was.
No, I know. It was interesting.
But they were like thirsting after her.
Yeah. When she's like, age is just a number, I'm like, Zaina, you're 34 years old. You're not going to date a 23-year-old.
No.
Come on.
No. It might be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you can have a fling with that boy.
Yeah.
And then, it was almost like, why are you putting a 34-year-old woman on here?
Yeah.
None of these men are over 8. Like the oldest guy was 33.
Yeah. And he was weird. And he goes, Buenos tardes. And they're like, are you Latino? And he was like, no, but I like Latino women. It was like,
Oh God. The amount of like the man who was like, I like light-skinned women.
he goes, I just prefer light-skinned, Latina, Asian, or white.
This is where I'm like,
So everybody
Maybe
but
we
the
need
black woman in front of you.
can I start a campaign to make it like not cool to talk about type anymore? Because it inevitably ends badly.
It's so
like,
stupid.
Something ugly when it comes to race always comes out when you talk about type.
Yeah.
Including the fact that when you say you like a woman based on hair color, the assumption is that she is white.
Yeah.
There's it's actually just like one huge microaggression.
Yeah. And
like,
they just all said it openly. The men, the women, everybody
openly
said it.
And like we're used to that on the UK Love Island.
Yeah.
But you don't see it a lot in the US. But here we go.
Yeah.
And like it just gives me the worst feeling every time I hear it. And I'm just like, let's just like make this not a thing that we do.
Yeah, like to the point where a girl in the first week popped her balloon as soon as she saw the guy was white. I was like, that feels, not that like reverse racism is a thing, it's not, but that still feels weird to just be like,
No, it's,
well, he's white. I don't like him. I was like,
but it's also like ostensibly on a show where you're like supposed to maybe like
get to know people.
get to know people a little. Like, let's try and get to know them for a second.
Yeah, because like the fun part about Pop the Balloon when it's like an all woman group is when the man says something misogynistic and all the women like pop in solidarity. And I was like,
Right.
no one in this group is going to do that because everyone agreed with the misogynistic stuff that was said, which was just crazy.
It was crazy. And now knowing like Yvonne's point of view, I'm like, she's not going to call any of that stuff out.
No.
Because she's like living, that's what she wants.
Yeah.
Oof. That's okay. Well, I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah, of course. Same.
Battle Camp starts this week.
Yep.
Like tomorrow, I think. So we'll be watching that. And there's some of these people. There's a lot of the like Netflix universe.
Yeah. All overlapping.
Yeah. So it'll be something to kind of keep us going. We'll keep tabs on all the news that comes out as it comes out and any premiere dates that we hear about.
Yeah.
Because hopefully they'll actually start like giving us real dates soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
It just makes me wonder why like Netflix, I know you have a full season of Love is Blind
Just
ready to
put
go.
it out. I don't
Like,
get it.
Like, why did you do it in February when 5 other shows were happening?
It's almost like they want to get chosen over the others, but it's like that has to impact ratings.
I know. It's like, can't you all work together to like dole this stuff out in a way that we can watch it sustainably?
Yeah, people want to watch TV all year round. Like, I don't like having gaps.
Like the seasons thing doesn't really exist anymore.
No, it's over.
Honestly, it used to be like fall was like the big time. And
Yeah.
it still sort of is, but not really.
People don't go outside anymore, so it's not like we have like summer where no one's at home watching TV. People are just inside.
We want to have something to talk about.
Yes, please.
Come on.
Please.
Okay, well, we'll get it
Yeah.
eventually. Okay, well, thank you all for listening.
Yes.
We love you so much. We'll be back next week.
Yes.
Follow us on social media. And that's it.
Yay.
Cheers,
Cheers,
lovebirds.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Can I Steal You for a Minute?
Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and if you like the show, please leave a rating and review. Follow us on social media at Can I Steal You for a Minute Pod, and support the show through Patreon at patreon.com/Can I Steal You for a Minute.